right, my man. May 31st is right around the corner, bro. You locking horns with Jermall Charlo. How's
Yeah.
everything been preparation wise, bro?
No, everything's been great, man. Like it's we're dialing in now. It's like 2.5 weeks. We're dialing in. It got real. It got real for me. Last week, excuse me, when we had the presser, it's like, yeah, like I've been locked in. Like I legit really been locked in. But being like seeing them, going through all that, it's like, oh shit, yeah, it's on. Like, yeah, like it's we about to be on some shit in a couple of weeks. So yeah, everything just kind of like stepped up. But camp's been cool, man. Everything's been going how it's supposed to go, in my opinion. And that's gonna make it. That's gonna make the fight. It's gonna be worthwhile. It's gonna be worthwhile. You know what I mean? When we get the victory.
Being able to look in his eyes and size him up, do you feel differently than you felt about Jermall Charlo before the pressers, or do you feel about what you thought you would feel?
Yeah, I don't really feel no different. It's like, you know what I mean? He a whole dude, bro. He a whole man. Like, he another dude. So he wasn't on no nut shit. He like he was on the virtual. So like we was prepping for that. Like, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Like, I was on some, like, what we gonna do in person? All right, but I mean, he kept his cool. It's like, you know what I mean? It was regular to me, bro. Like, I don't really get into all that. That's like Houdini shit. You know what I mean? So it's a fight's a fight, man. You know what I'm saying? And so he kept his cool. I kept my cool. He was being a little awkward after all that. Like, there's some video going around about, where, we had took a picture, we was taking pictures and shit for the media or whatever, and he was saying some lies for real, but, he's a strange dude, man. He always been strange, though. Like, even like when I was just watching him just in regular boxing, he always been a little off, but.
I was going to ask you that, bro. A lot of people seem to think this is new, that he seems a little unstable and things like that. But what you're saying is essentially you've always felt like he was a little bit different.
When I say a little bit different, I mean that with all respect in the world, right? Mm-hmm. I don't mean like, I'm not saying like, I don't know, bro. It's like they just a little off with how they act, how they come off, and then what they are like in person. Like, to me, it's like, you was mad different on virtual, but like in person, like that, the energy wasn't the same. Like,
I got you.
And I'm not, and by the way, I'm not for the violence person. You feel me? I'm not with all that. You know what I mean? Like, I was actually glad like we wasn't even on that, because we're professionals and we're not trying to fuck the bag up.
Definitely.
But it's like, I don't know. Like, I kind of feel like if you on that, you got to be on that. You know what I'm saying? So, that's what I mean by that. You know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah.
For people that don't know, people may feel like Thomas Lamanna came out of nowhere, but you have 45 fights. It's been 4 years or so since you've lost. You're on a 9-fight winning streak. So just for people not familiar, what can they expect to see from you on May 31st?
Yeah, man. I think what they can expect, what they better, look, man, I'm not even going to be around the bush, bro. This is my last shot. That's publicly documented, bro. Like, it's my last shot. Yeah, last 4 years, 9 fights, 9 wins. I believe 3 or 4 by stoppage in a row. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? And I got the momentum, but they should expect to see a fighter fighting like it's their last opportunity at the big stage. And I gotta take full advantage of it, especially with a big name and a former True Division world champion like Jermall, with all the accolades he got, and do the best I could to, shock the world.
I remember you posting thinking this fight was going to happen on the Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach card, and I think you said Jermall told his people he couldn't be ready by March 1st, I believe. Were you skeptical that this fight was going to slip through your fingers, or were you always kind of optimistic that you would still get this opportunity?
So I only relayed the message that I was given, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know that. I didn't know that coming out of his mouth or nothing, right? Was I always optimistic? I always felt like if and when he ever fought, they would call me, and I would be the first guy. You know what I mean? I always knew that. Outside of the fact that I had a contract, you know what I mean, signed for that, and it's like, bro, it's like I said in the presser, I said, yo, they kept me on ice since the end of September when we were supposed to fight on a date in Houston on December 14th, but that whole card ended up getting scratched due to whatever reason, I don't know. But and then we were supposed to be on March 1st, and then we know whatever happened. And so, yeah, I mean, was I optimistic it would happen? Probably, but at that point, it's gonna be up to me, like, to make that decision, because, like, I don't know, man. Third time's a charm. Is like we can't go through this again. Like, I lost out on mad stuff.
For sure.
All that time. You know what I mean? All that time. So, but if it's in God's will, it's in God's will, man. They rock and I'm rolling.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We hear a lot of times, Thomas, where fighters get caught up in inactivity. He hasn't fought in, since 23 and this, that, and the other. How do you not let that play into your psyche going into this fight? You just fought in March. He hasn't fought since November of 23. That could be fool's gold sometimes. How do you not play into that and just fight your fight?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, look, I mean, the truth is, it's hard to, bless you, it's hard to, what's the word? It's hard to not, like, all right, facts is facts. It's black on white. Mm-hmm. He hasn't fought in over, he's fought once or twice, I'm sorry, in 4 or 5 years, bro.
Definitely.
So it's like, that's facts. It's also not, a secret of his personal issues that he's going through. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I don't want to elaborate on that, right? Because that's none of my business. And I actually wish him well in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I mean, look, man. But the one thing I know is I've been active. I got the momentum. I'm sharp. I feel like everything's clicking, right? And yeah, man. Like, yo, it's hard to get ready for a fight after 2-year layoff, 2-year layoff in 7-8 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's hard for that. I mean, we all see what happened with Ryan Garcia. It's like, he had all that, and he was off for a year, and you know what I mean. Again, like, I'm not with the man every day, so I don't know what he's doing. But what's been publicly documented, it's hard to get over that. And so, look, man, I just gotta be the best version of me. That's the main thing. I've been living off of two things right now. Not right now, but like, it's like I live in the moment, bro. Like, I'm just living in the moment, enjoying it, right? And I just gotta be great. I just gotta be the best version of me, May 31st. And if I'm the best version of me, that I know that what I could do, if everything clicks, and I don't let that moment get to me, it's gonna be rough work for him. Okay, and then. Just like with Rolly. And by the way, I keep talking about Rolly and Ryan. Like, a lot of people weren't surprised. He obviously wasn't the betting favorite, is what I'm trying to say. And because I like Rolly. I fuck with Rolly. You know what I mean? But he was upset. And it won't be the last time. You know what I mean? As long as I'm on my shit, yeah, then, it's going to be a long night for him.
No, without a doubt. I'm actually glad you brought up the Rolly Ryan, because I was going to ask you in closing, man, before I let you get, we see guys schedule fights. The premise was Ryan was going to beat Rolly, Devin was going to beat Ramirez, and then they would go on the fight later this year. And that's still a possibility, but Rolly Romero definitely, if not upset the apple cart, definitely threw a little wrinkle into the plans.
Yeah.
When you see all the Plant Charlo talk scheduled before your fight with Charlo, how do you pull a Rolly? What does Thomas Lamanna has to do on May 31st to literally do what Rolly did and upset the plans?
Yeah, man. Look, man, it's the same answer. I mean, we still got to win the fight. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Here's the main thing, right? Bro, there's no pressure on me. Yeah. All the pressure's on you.
With house money, bro.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally playing with house money, and I'm just, like I said, man, I'm living in the moment. And you want to know what's crazy? In the beginning of this whole thing that came out, Like, when they had the audacity and the balls to basically make the graphic that kind of looks like if you look at the graphic, bro, you would think Caleb fighting Jermall. Right? All right. And like me and Resendiz, like we got our little dumbass names all small and shit, like in the corner, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, I took that as like, yo, in the beginning, man, I was like, yo, if you remember the virtual, one person, one dude, he labbed to it, like you know, he touched on it. And that's when I interrupted Caleb's thing mistakenly, and like was like, "Yo, we not doing that. We not doing that." So like, I cared too much about that, bro. But you know what's crazy, right? I'm a promoter, so I totally get it. I get it, man. And that's just not gonna win a fight. If anything, it's gonna do a little bit easier or better for me, because like I said, man, there's no pressure on me.
Facts.
Jermall, you know what I mean? Jermall, like, okay, so he got bigger fish to fry, which is, quote unquote, fighting Caleb, fighting Berlanga, fighting Canelo, like the big names, right? Mm-hmm. That's cool. I get it. I totally get it. But fuck that, man. Like, yeah. So to answer your question, what do I have to do, man? Look, it's the same thing. Just fight my fight. Be great for May 31st. Stick to a game plan. And, upset the apple cart and shock the world.
I can't wait for the fight, brother. Look forward to speaking to you afterwards, my man. Anything before I let you go, T?
Nah, man. I just always appreciate your love and support, man. Always, I've had a roller coaster career. You know what I'm saying? Ups and downs. It's been great. It's been a long journey, right? And I just pray that May 31st, all the hard work and everything just kind of like comes down. You know what I mean? I can finally say to God, man, this is all I asked for. This is more than what I've asked for after we beat him. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
And yeah, man, because again, there's no question. It's my last shot, bro. And so we're gonna make the best of it.
I know you're gonna take full advantage, brother. We'll talk afterwards, man. Good luck to you, brother.